We begin right now with exclusive information on the latest in the Diddy investigation. I have learned from sources that investigators have found several weapons inside his homes. Several. They also have found videos. It's been reported that Diddy has collected images of people in compromising situations at his residences.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Nima, up the music. We all know about having a bad day. Your alarm clock goes off, but man, you are not even ready to get up. You're supposed to be up by 5 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. You're supposed to be at work at 7 o'clock. You hurry up and put your clothes on. There's traffic. You know what? You ran out of gas or your tire gets flat. And guess what? You found out that you owe a bill of $500. It all happened in that same day. It's the inevitable. Some of these days, they're just going to happen. And as the old saying goes, when it rains, it pours. We've all in life been through something like this. But typically you can kind of get over it, right? True. Times are bad, but trouble don't really last always. Unless you've been always doing stupid stuff that will inevitably get you into a lot of trouble. And this is what we're seeing in the last 5 to 10 years in entertainment. We saw really what happened with R. Kelly. He went down. Then Bill Cosby, he went down. Now it is Diddy's turn to go down. Diddy has always had issues since the 90s. And that brings us to this guy, Derek Parker, who was NYPD's first hip-hop cop. Now, why did he become the hip-hop cop? Let's check it out.
Oh, you know what? Rap was different back then. When Puffy was out, or I call him Puffy, then you call him P. Diddy now. When he was out, a lot of the cases that he had problems with people. When he went out to clubs or people in the music industry, it was something that was expected back then, because you got to remember, this was a different time. It was in the 90s going into the 2000s, where rap music was really exploding into the major music industry, becoming a big phenomenon. Rap took over pop music and everything else. What happened, like I said, P. Diddy he was involved in a lot of stuff. So I got called because I had created this hip hop squad. The chief and the commissioner wanted somebody to deal who was knowledgeable of the violent acts in the rap community. They didn't understand that there were so many problems in this rap community with rappers being perpetrators, being victims, and things such as that. So they wanted me to create a unit to deal with them. So I had to be out at night, at bars, at clubs, at concerts, and things like that. Not putting cases on them or following them, but to look out, to make sure that there was no violence, or how I could try to quell the violence in this community.
That's right. Derek Parker became the hip-hop cop because people just didn't understand what was going on in the hip-hop community. So he knows Diddy from Diddy's mistakes in the 90s, when times were different. At that time, you thought that maybe Diddy would have changed his style up. Well, not so much. So now we know that Diddy's home was raided. 2 homes, Miami and LA. What did they find? Let's find out.
So I have some exclusive information, which you just heard. The fact, if it's true, that they found a lot of weapons at his homes, what do you think this could mean?
Well, what happens here is that the federal government started a case with him. Apparently the search warrant that had his houses in Miami and LA was pre-planned already. They knew they were going to do that. So they have a much bigger case. Right now with the guns, they're going to check them. They're going to trace them, see if they were used in any crimes. They're going to go over anything about cooperators that are cooperating with them. They're going to be talking to a lot of people about certain criminal acts that he might have committed, and then go from there.
We know they found a lot of guns, a lot of drugs. But what else did they find?
And what about the videos?
Well, they're going to sift through those videos. They're going to look at them and then see if there's any criminality on those videos, and then they'll go from there.
Oh my God, they found videotapes. What could be on those videotapes? Who the clapper sounds? Right, just people in compromising positions. But rewind! That isn't the first time we've heard about Diddy and tapes. Remember what 50 Cent said about 14 years ago?
No. Puff, like he called, we used to kick it on telephone and after the maze.
Right.
And it be like, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures of this girl, like, not the shit y'all saw. Worse, way worse.
Wow. Oh, you kidding me, yo?
Like penetration and
Nah, come on, man. Come on, Phil.
all that. And I didn't even, I called him and said, yo, you really this girl? Like, you really, like, you like her like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm going to send you something. You look at it, you call me back. I sent him the photos, the pictures and everything. And then he called back and was like, yo, thanks, man. Yo, I really appreciate that. Yo, where you get these shits from? And I said, you know, like, because they know, like, if something crazy is going on.
Man, you would have thought that after R. Kelly, somebody would have learned by now, but they didn't. So former officer Derek Parker was asked about, do you think this is a good thing happening for Diddy? What do you believe? Here's what he said.
So what do you think? I mean, it just seems like the house of cards might fall for Diddy right now.
It's not looking that great. Right now, I know that he has higher powered attorneys, and
Right.
With all these allegations that are coming out against him and against other people, a lot of people are starting to be very nervous about what's going on.
It's not looking too good for Diddy, and I would agree. It's not looking too good. Rewind! Luke Campbell, who used to be in 2 Live Crew, gave his own assessment as to why he felt that, Diddy's going through these things. I'll play that clip and we'll come back.
And I'm going to max out in your campaign, man. I'm going to generate a couple $100,000 or $1 million to put in your campaign. You win the seat. You then call up the president. President then say, hey, look here, man, nominate this mother right here. So now you got the state judge. So then now you black man who don't own these people company, you want to talk all your cash money and you want to go after these people, what ends up happening? They start the smear campaign because they down with the media. They got to smear you before you go into the courtroom of your peers. They go, okay, we can't settle with this dude. We'll have no voice of reason. He want to act crazy. Now we're going to go after you. Now we're going to call up our same senator. Hey, man, I need you, man, go issue a search warrant, man. I need you to drag this. In the hood, that's what we call it. I want you to drag his. I want you to have all kind of allegations. So by the time he come in this courtroom, he going to wish he know we're going to take every dime you got. Because we made you. You didn't make us, God damn it. You with my stock, you my money, you me. I'm going to you. I'm going to break you out to the lowest term. That's how they go, boss. So when you people that put that bread in your pocket that made you, they're gonna take you down to the lowest terms. Sound like the movie Scarface. Bingo. That's how they do. So you go, they done smeared your name. By the time you get in the courtroom, you lost already because you're sitting up there with a jury looking at you like a pedophile, and you probably ain't never touched a little girl in your life. And you're trying to sue this major corporation, this major respectable corporation, and they're going to say how many people they employ, how many people, and half the people on the jury drink they half of the people on the jury, children walking around with their paraphernalia on. You getting ready to sue them, and they done made you, through the media, they done made you a crazy man, and they done made you a goddamn they done made you everything that you're not.
That's right. Diddy had his own number of enemies in the business, and Diageo was one of them. Now, with everything happening, Cassie being an enemy, a lot of other folks being an enemy, and then not changing your strategy over the years leads to something like this happening. And not only him, I even think that 50 Cent, a guy like him, could be in a lot of trouble. But I want black men to understand what's going on right now with the agendas towards women and women's rights and how you don't play into any of that. It's very important as a black man that you really understand what in the hell is going on. Women will be protected even more, especially since you have things like this happening in New York.
I was literally just walking and a man came up and punched me in the face.
Stories from New York City women going viral on TikTok.
I literally just got punched by some man on the sidewalk.
Their videos detailing how they're allegedly getting punched in the face completely unprovoked. Several women have posted these videos describing similar allegations in just the last week.
That's right. You have some crazy guy running around hitting innocent women in the face in New York City. Okay? So any sort of disrespect towards women in this day and age going forward, any man is going to get watched. Not only that, even women disrespecting women is going to be a bad issue. Look at what's happening to Lizzo. Men must understand that just because ladies are okay with doing certain things at a certain time, it doesn't mean that they can't come back and say like, hey, I wasn't okay with it at the time it was. Now, Diddy obviously did some wrong things, but it goes back to things you got to stay away from. Sleeping with your people you work with, sleeping with people that you hire, treating women like trash. All right. Now, in this day and age, if a woman doesn't want to do anything that you like, listen, all of that yelling, cursing people out, telling them a piece of your mind. All right, well, at least I didn't hit her or anything like that, right? I get that. But people are going to look at situations like that as unfavorable in 10 years' time. If you don't like what a woman is doing, leave them alone, okay? The average guy, and somebody made this comment on my page the other day. Someone said, you know, the average guy is more safer now than the rich guy. Used to be a little bit different, but I kind of agree. I'm going to tell you why I kind of agree. The reason why I agree to that is this. Because the rich guys got everything to lose. Back in the day, you know, you had powerful attorneys that can get you off, like R. Kelly had attorneys. Everything would be cool, but it's not the case now, right? The case now is they can look at, oh, you have these particular civil suits going down. Let me go ahead on and investigate you, raid your house, see what we can find. That wasn't the case like 10 years ago, okay? But that's the case now. And men need to be aware of that. And if you're successful, you can't be like at, you know, groupie orgies or I would even say strip clubs or, I mean, I just think that all that stuff is a setup for bad news. The more money you have, the more you got to isolate yourself from all of this or move to another country, right? You got to stay away from all of that stuff. Like seriously, if you want to keep whatever you got, stay away from it. I'm here to tell you it's not going to end well for you. All right. And if you're an idiot like Diddy and you do whatever the hell you want to do and you just can't be talked to and you think you're living in your own world and that you're too big to fail, you're going to fail. Right. You got to be cognizant of where you are, who you are. If anybody else bigger than you can fall, like a Bill Cosby, who are you? All right. All of us should understand that. Who are we? Right. We're no greater than anybody else. So you got to understand that, guys. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shady Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Did you follow? You describe the bell? We're out.